Welcome to Tiflydesigns and my new series called Just a Splash of Color. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. And here we go. So all of the cards today, which are 5 of them, will have a background of black and white in some kind of pattern. So I chose 3 paper pads from MFT. That seems to be the only company that I have in my stash with black and white background papers. So I chose these 3 sets, and I'm going to use a bunch of paper from there to create my 5 cards, and I hope you like them. For card number 1, I started with these 2 die sets from MFT. This is shaker flower die and the cross stitched flower frame die. And the stamp set is from it was a free set that I received with my Big Shot machine that I just purchased for Christmas, and there's no name for the stamp set or anything, but I'm using the sentiment from that stamp set. So I started with this black and white polka dot paper, and I cut my flowers in a bunch of bright pinks and greens, which is my splash of color, and we're going to stamp our sentiment on the center of the flower, which was cut from the die set, from the shaker flower die set. And the stamp says, the sentiment says, good vibes only. And at first I stamped it on the bright pink paper, but by the end of the card I ended up putting it on a smaller circle with a lighter pink. So just enjoy it while I put the card together. So I was trying to find some embellishment to add to my card when I changed my mind, but then something popped in my head. Someone on YouTube asked a question about how I store my embellishments, and her name is Carla Boone. And Carla, I'm sorry, I completely forgot about this on my prior video, but it's binder rings that I purchased on Amazon, and I just use the binder rings to hold them together, and it makes it so much easy for you to, see what you want to use on your paper or your whatever you're making. So that's what I'm using, binder rings, and you can get them on Amazon. So I hope that helps. I will be making a video soon sharing some clever ways to store your craft supplies, so stay tuned. And Carla, I hope that, like I said, I hope that helps. So I add my card front to a white card base, and as you can see, I stamped the sentiment on a lighter pink cardstock, and that's it for card number 1. For card number 2, I'm using this another die set from MFT. It's the window die set, and I'm also using a stamp set called You Make My Tail Wag, and you're going to see the stamp set in a minute. But first we're going to cut our window die, and that cute little tape dispenser came from Amazon. It's so cute. So I have my tape that I use to hold my dies and stuff in there, and I'm going to cut my window out first, which is 4 little windows, and I'm going to figure out what colors we're going to add to this one, And I'm using the pattern paper pad also from MFT, and you will see at the before the end of the video. I did cut. I also used the die set comes with the frame for the window, and I cut it in black so you can go around the window and kind of separate the pattern, the black and white pattern, from the colors that I'm going to be adding in the window. Then here is my stamp set. You make my tail wag, and I'm stamping 3 of the cute little doggy images, and we're gonna use our Copic markers to color them up, and then we'll put the card together. At first I colored that little guy gray, but then I ended up coloring him, stamping him again, and color him the same colors of the other doggies. So I decided on this pattern paper, and as you can see, it comes with different colors of stripes, large thick stripes, and that pop of color just enhanced the window so much. And then we're gonna add our little doggies in the window. Someone told me that the rule of thumb when making a card is not to put more than 3 patterns, 3 of different patterns on the card. So I have stripes and stripes, and kind of works. It works together for me. So I hope you guys like. And I'm gonna add my images to the window, windows or window. Once I had my 3 little guys, I felt like this frame needed a little something more. So I'm going to stamp that little house just so I can get the image of the bone that's on the house. So I'm just going to stamp the image and just where the bone is at, and then we're just going to color it lightly and cut it out. Once I've added all my images and my sentiment, the sentiment also came from the stamp set. It says, sorry you're having a rough day. So that's it for card number 2. For card number 3, I'm starting with this stamp set from MFT, and it's called Wild Poppies. And from the time I saw this stamp set, when it first was released, I knew I wanted it because I love flowers and stuff like that to color. So I'm just going to stamp just the top of the image because we're going to add this to a very cute window. Also also a die from MFT, so I'm just needing the top of the flowers, and I stamped that with some Memento black ink, and we're using our Copics again to color it up. And I use R22 and R05, and it seemed these two colors work together perfectly. I loved how it looked very kind of muted, not very bright. So I hope you guys like. I didn't show the image. I just realized I didn't show the die set that I used, but it's called Jumbo Peekaboo Circle, and it's also from MFT, and it gives a very pretty cute kind of scallop circle cut out. There it goes. I'm sorry. And I have stitched stitching around that circle. So we're gonna add our image that we colored just inside of that little frame. So pretty. I think this one is my favorite. I also colored another piece of cardstock, which you're seeing right in the frame, and cut out a little skinny piece, a skinny circle, just to go around the inside of that stitched line, like so, just to give it another pop of color. and I thought that was so cool. I actually colored the cardstock with the same Copic marker that I use to color the flowers, and I'm just gonna put it around our scallop circle like so. Oh my god, I'm in love. Then I stamped a sentiment from the same stamp set. It says thinking of you at the bottom. I didn't want anything to distract from that beautiful flowers, from the beautiful flower images. So I just stamped a very small sentiment, and that's it for card number 3. For card number 4, I'm using the MFD. See a theme here: MFD, everything MFD, MFD. I love their stuff though. And the dice, this die set again is from MFD, and it's the gumball die set. And I also use the gumball greeting stamp set also to add my sentiment. And I cut all the pieces of the gumball machine, and I'm just going to put it together. And I use one of these clear pouches that create shaker cards, and this one is from Impression Obsession, which I can't find online anymore. I guess they stopped selling this one because this one actually comes with adhesives. When you buy the one that don't have adhesive, it's very hard to get the adhesive on it. But this one is pretty old. I had it for a couple of years now, and I'm using one for my gumball, top of my gumball machine, the glass area of the machine. And then other parts I just use splash of color for the front of the gumball, and then all the gummies inside in bright colors. So now my shaker gumball machine is all done and put together. See, I have one of the gumballs in blue at the bottom that it just fell from the, once I put my coin, the blue one fell. It's mine. Then we're going to look for the perfect sentiment for our scene, and we'll add that to the front of our card. So the sentiment I chose was, I have a ball when I'm with you. So cute. Stamp it on the same piece, the same color gray cardstock that I use for the machine, and I just put it across at the front. And like I said, I have a ball when I'm with you. For my final card, it's very simple. I'm using the wine glass Dynamics die set from MFT again, and not those. I'm just going to be using the stamp set that goes with the wine glasses, and that stamp set is called Good Time to Wine. So I cut out my wine glass using some shimmering gray cardstock, and I'm using a glitter red cardstock for my color in the bottom and my wine for my splash of color. So I'm just using this I love this diagonal black and white paper. It's actually my favorite black and white paper in my stash. And I'm going to add my wine glass to the side like so, and finish off our card. So once we're finished adding our wine glass and our little color at the bottom, I'm going to stamp my sentiment. I decided to do some embossing. So I'm trying to find the perfect sentiment. At first I wanted to put it to the side, but then once I stamped it on my black cardstock, I decided to put it across the front of the card. So we're going to get a piece of black cardstock and use our powder tool to add it to our cardstock so our clear ink can stamp perfectly. And we're going to stamp our sentiment using Simon Says clear embossing ink. And when I'm using embossing powder, I don't like to press too hard on the stamp image I'm putting down. And I'm using some fine, ultra fine or extra fine embossing powder from Simon Says, and I'm using my trusty old Higgy heating gun that I have for so many years. And then we're going to cut our sentiment out and add it to our card. So our sentiment says, "Friends don't let friends wine alone." And I added 3 cards at the top with the same color, and that's it for the final card. So these are the 5 cards that I created today with just a splash of color. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notification bell when I upload another video. You can be notified when I upload another video. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one today. And I'll see you next time for the next set of cards. Bye now.